We can talk about it.
Great. Excellent. Welcome, guys, to the last pair of episodes for Season 2. Incidentally, it is October the 25th of 2018. Our first episode was November 10th of last year. Well, the first non-making character or building stuff, or the 15 test sessions we did to make sure that this show wouldn't fuck up. But yeah, we're closing in on a year here. Some people said it doesn't feel like it's been a year. For me, I feel like it's been 5 years.
I feel like it's been at least 2.
It's been a super long. Like, we went through the first 10 episodes of the show, and I was like, man, it's been about 3 weeks. Oh, no, it's 10 episodes. And now, as life has dredged on, everything
Feels
sucks.
like it's been about 2 years.
Yep. All right, so...
As we've slowly sucked Arthur's soul away.
Yeah, it's not you guys. It's literally everything else about the world. Don't worry about it. All right, yeah, and look, chat's already got the harassment going on. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. So look, next episode is going to be the last episode of the season. We're going to have Battletech Bingo. No one went excited on the crew. I was hoping someone would be like, yeah, Battletech Bingo. I love that shit. I want to be sarcastically made fun of.
Free stuff. All right.
I mean,
Passive aggression.
Made fun of a lot already, so
I can't wait.
Arthur is passive aggressive. Has to be a block on the.
Yeah, that's the free space this time around.
That's for Cancel, though. If there's something for passive aggression, it's definitely for Cancel.
No, you haven't been noticing it lately. Every time someone calls me a tsundere or says I'm passive aggressive, I immediately act like that in Discord.
If it makes you feel any better, there, Arthur, I don't think you're. I think you're very overtly aggressive in opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything passive aggressive
back and forth, really.
Yeah, right before the show started, I literally went overtly aggressive with Sid.
I think something about Arthur's flavor of sarcasm can sometimes come off as passive aggressive, but I think rightfully it's just sarcasm. Like he's never.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like passive aggressive implies like. A certain like subconscious like backhanded compliment sort of, you know, and I think everything Arthur says is very intentional. I think it's very it's cerebral in a way, I would say.
All right, thanks, Red. Enough about me. Let's talk about my favorite topic. Me. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. Look, that got a laugh. I couldn't get one for Battletech Bingo, but that got a laugh. Come on now. All right.
Sun spirit. Got him.
Really? Wow. The words of Cottontail will ring forever in history. That's what we got now. It's been an interesting week. Crazy shit's been happening. There's like 4 good animes. Fate Grand Order. I got Extella on the Switch. It's not bad. And Henley, who some of you may know from earlier episodes, developed a new game. He's a game developer, publisher now, and it's like fantasy XCOM. I'm gonna try it out tomorrow.
Is it on the Xtel? What is it called?
It's on the Switch. It's called X Order. Extella is the Fate game for the Switch.
Combining those 2 words together definitely makes me want to play it. Fantasy XCOM.
Yes.
Yeah, fantasy XCOM. No, I mean I saw a thing for it like a year ago. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it to you. But I didn't know it was for the Switch.
I think so, yeah.
Look, Rad, you could literally just be like Dinosaur XCOM.
Yeah, if you
Robot XCOM. You would.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Battletech is, right? It's like Mech XCOM. I'm like, okay, sign me up.
More like the other way around.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's fair.
XCOM is more like Alien Battletech.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not true XCOM if you guys can't shoot each other every single time you try to shoot something that's like
yeah,
5 feet
that's
away.
true. Yeah. Of course.
I mean, that's happened before, so
When really the game
99% chance to hit.
The thing is, if you put Cottontail on the battlefield, there's a 50% chance she'll become the most powerful soldier and lead your group to victory. The other 50% is that she'll be dominated by the aliens and wipe your team out in a single battle. No matter what happens, she's always a super soldier, though.
Something about XCOM is even when it tells you that it's 100% chance, there's some math there where it's actually only 99.9% chance. Because I've definitely missed 100% chance shots before.
Yeah, it's like It follows the rules of real life. There's nothing ever as 100%.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they
say?
say. The only 100% that you have is the 100% of shots that you don't take.
I thought it was going to be 100% of the
100% of shots you take.
I like it with XCOM 2 that actually tells you what's changing the percentages.
The real 100%ers are the people you met along the way.
The thing is,
Yeah, technically that's true.
I get more upset at the shots that I do take when they miss than I don't take.
All right.
I
So
don't know
look,
how true it is.
here's the end of my intro. I had a phone call at 4:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Who the fuck would call me at 4? Who dare summons me by my true name?" It was my mom. She's in like Czechoslovakia or some shit, so she got the time difference wrong. And she's like, "Check your email. I've arranged a cruise for you starting this Sunday." And I was like, "It's 4:30 a.m. and I'm not going on a cruise this Sunday." She's like, "It's a week long," and I'm like, "I literally cannot stop my life for a week on 2 days of prep time." She's like, "Well, I'll get you the next one," and I'm like, "Great. With the next one, give me like any amount of advance notice."
Yeah. Any number of days in the double digits.
And then I went
I'd
back
go.
to sleep.
I'd go. I'm like, fuck yeah, call in work. Hey guys, guess what?
Great,
I'm
Sid,
not
because
gonna
if
be
I
there
had
on
agreed to that, there wouldn't be a Battletech episode next week. God damn it. Look, cruises are great, except for the part where they massively destroy the environment with shitty oil.
See, I'd still figure out a way to be on the show.
You can stream it.
You seem like the kind of guy who would stream from a cruise ship, too.
I feel like Sid would purchase the satellite internet equipment to take with him on the cruise. And
What
then
you don't know is when I cruise, I intentionally cut myself off, not just from the news, but from the internet entirely. Last time I went on a cruise, it was for 12 days. We stopped the third day in at like Miami, and so I checked in on my phone and said hi on Discord while Team Sociopaths were acting like shits. And then I disappeared for 9 days. It came back and I had like 500,000 emails, but 0 problems on Discord. It was weird.
The mods keep it.
Sorry, I did my best to stir shit up. I did.
Look, I have Pondo as a mod now. Like, anytime someone wants to start shit, he puts on his cowboy hat, his Soldier 76 visor, and his chibi shrimp suit, and walks out and says, "It's always high noon somewhere in the world." Blast them. That's how it works. That's a Prondo 76 callback there for you.
What does Soldier say when you do his ultimate? I've got you in my sights. It has to
Yeah,
be
I've got
some,
you.
sites or
it has to be some combination of
I've got you in my high noon.
Yeah.
It's always high noon somewhere in my sights.
I got you in my sights. Target a core. I don't know. It was like nothing like the smell of. I can't remember what it was.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Something like that. It was like I love the smell of something in the morning.
All right, well, I'll tell you what I like the smell of. Raddosaurus introductions.
It does. It's the smell of fresh baked bread.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and spend 20-25 minutes here for us?
I am Raddosaurus. You can find me here on the internet on Arthur's show. And yeah, I had a good week. I've been pretty productive this week. I cleaned my garage today. I fixed some things in my house yesterday. What did I do yesterday? I did something yesterday. I got pavers delivered to my house. I'm gonna be doing my patio here. Finally, now that the weather is not dangerously hot outside, I can go outside and do finish my patio. So for those of you who don't know anything about the world of pavers, I've become very enthralled in it over the last couple of weeks. I have a concrete slab outside of my backyard or outside my back door, and the patio I want to build is bigger than that concrete slab. So what I was going to have to do is I was going to have to get pavers, and for those who don't know, pavers are bricks that you put on the ground, basically, right? I was going to have to get pavers of 2 different thicknesses because I was going to do like a gravel sand bed that was everywhere that wasn't my slab. So that was going to have to be 1 thickness of paver, and then where the concrete is, I was going to do a thin layer of sand and have a thinner paver so that they would all match up and be level on the top, if that makes sense. And that turned out to be really difficult. Like, first of all, there are very few pavers that you can buy that are in 2 different widths like that. And the ones you can buy, you have to buy like to put on the side of the freeway or to do, like, you got to buy thousands and thousands and thousands. Like, they don't sell pavers very often in small quantities. So basically what happened was I'm going to have to rent a jackhammer next Saturday and take out that concrete slab and haul it all away, and then gravel and sand the entire area, and then I got just one thickness of paver. So that was kind of a bummer to add an extra step. So it'll probably be like a 2-weekend job. Got to do all of the prep work on one Saturday and then probably lay all the pavers on the other Saturday. So yeah, I got that coming up. So that's kind of exciting. I have like a lot of people, a lot of homeowners, you know, I always have like a dozen to 2 dozen unfinished jobs around my house, like at all times. So I've been checking a couple off this week and getting them done, which has been pretty nice. It's been very fulfilling. Yesterday I did some plumbing around my house that needed to be done and replace some water fixtures and stuff. So that was all pretty cool. What else? I don't know. I've just been very productive, Mr. Mom, lately. I guess that's been my life this week. You know, taking stuff to my wife at her work while she's forgot her lunch or whatever else is going on, and picking my kid up and doing red ribbon week stuff. Ribbon is so hard to say. Yeah, that's it really. Got excited. I told everybody before the show started to go watch the new trailer for the Vice movie that's coming out about Dick Cheney. So if you haven't watched the trailer for that yet, pretty excited about that. You know what I've been seeing a lot of that I'm actually getting less excited about is trailers for the third How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know why. I really liked both of the first two, but something about the trailer for the third one is not piquing my interest. Like, I don't know. I'm glad it's the conclusion. I feel like there's not a whole lot more you can do with that story. So
I thought they were stretching it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm lukewarm. I loved the first movie, and I thought the second one was good. I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one, but I thought the second one was good. With the guy who masters dragons by just yelling at them, which is kind of novel, I guess. And now the third one, I'm just like, all right, can we be finished? I guess I don't know, because each movie so far, the first two have had like very definitive endings, right? Like happy ending.
The second one definitely had a definitive ending, yeah.
So I'm not sure like why we're still telling this story, really, to be honest. But movie wise, I don't know. It hasn't been a lot of movie news. You know, I always like to talk about the movies. I'll talk about this. I've been watching this show on Netflix, and I don't know what it's called, so that makes it pretty hard to talk about it. It's a Viking show. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Norseman.
Yes, I do.
Norseman. Oh my God. What a delightful show. I've really been enjoying it. And it's, I guess I gather from looking at credits and things like that it's foreign produced. It's not an American made show. It's actually made by a European production company, because all the names are like not American names when the credits roll at the end. So I haven't done any research. I can't confirm that as true or not, but that's my suspicion. And I don't know. I always find it very fascinating to watch shows that are made other places. Hang on a second.
We're hanging.
Look, while Rad is distracted, I want to announce that there is going to be a contest about Raddosaurus. All right? As you know, I am president of Anime Club. However, you may challenge me, not for the title, but to best me, audience. You may challenge me to best me. As you know, our friend Raddosaurus can only watch anime with his children, and this is a problem. We need to find an anime that has excellent art and is pretty good, but also you can watch it with your kids. If you can come up with a title, tag me and Rad on Twitter at APGamingREAL, at Raddosaurus, and let us know what you think fits into the quality that we can have Rad watch with his kids.
I missed that, but I'm being tagged.
Zombieland Saga does not count. It also has to be dubbed.
Hey, I apologize for being interrupted. It happens. Sometimes you gotta deal with business. So yeah, I really like this show, the Viking show. Sorry to pick up where I left off. It's always really interesting to me to watch a foreign developed production, whether it be a movie or a show, because I don't know. It's just interesting seeing like what a different culture finds funny or dramatic, or how they mix the two together. Like in a weird way, the show reminds me a little bit of Scrubs, not because it has anything to do with the same content, but it has these same like drastic tonal shifts throughout the episode, where it's like pretty much like a satirical comedy 1 second, and then it's like a violent action show the next second, and it like flip-flops on you in a heartbeat. And I don't know if it's trying to, I can't tell that if it's trying to catch me off guard, or if that's just how, like, if that's just drama to them. You know what I mean? I don't know if the violence is also part of the humor you know what I mean? Because Americans are very touchy when it comes to violence. So I can imagine like European places might think it's a little bit more comedic in effect, I guess. But I don't know. My wife is borderline uncomfortable watching the show because it does have some very violent moments in it.
I love it.
I've loved it.
The peasant revolt.
Yes,
I'm like 10 of those arrows hit me. I felt like a god.
I don't think I've gotten to that part yet, but that's okay. We've only, what have we watched? We've watched the first 5.
See, I've already burned.
We watched the whole thing.
Everything that's there.
We watched the first 5 episodes or so, and I'm really enjoying it so far. The main character Ivid is just like, he's the most lovable Viking like on the planet, but he's a Viking, like he does Viking shit, and they like, you know, he raids and murders people, and just like you just hear like I don't know, cheerful 70s
while they're
yeah, they're just having a great time. And he's in this like loveless relationship that's just too funny, and it's really good. I don't know, I like the show a lot. They do make light of some pretty serious topics, so I would say that if you're touchy about certain things, maybe it's not the show for you. But to me, the show is so over the top ridiculous that it's like, it's clearly, I don't know, it's harmless to me. There are topics that I would shy away from probably in a lot of other shows, because I don't know, I don't really support the humor about certain things. But this show, I don't know, it does it very innocently, and it has this historical ring to it that's like, yeah, that was kind of really their attitude
back then. Would they really care about this shit?
Yeah. I know that as somebody with a history degree, right? Like, I know it's not fair to hold historical time periods and historical cultures to modern day, like, social standards. So to me, a goofy show about a historical era made by the people who live in that part of the world, like, I don't know, I guess they get a pass from me. Maybe that's messed up to say, but I don't know. I view it in the context maybe that it's meant to be viewed in, or that they would want you to. I'm not trying to say that I'm some genius guy that's able to view things in context that other people aren't, but for whatever reason, I don't get hung up on it, and I still think it's pretty funny. So yeah, I recommend that show for anybody who's into funny Viking shows, I guess, because that's what it is.
It's amazing.
I want to throw down the really good and maybe not so good Netflix releases coming out over the next week.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the second arc of Castlevania comes out tomorrow, which is going to be amazing.
I haven't even seen the first yet.
I'm looking forward to that.
The first one was pretty good.
I've watched the first season, and I don't know, I wasn't blown away by it, but I didn't think it was bad either.
I thought it was pretty accurate to like the whole Castlevania mythos.
Yeah. I will say that for me, I did so like, speaking of things that I can get like hung up on a little bit, there's 1 or 2 scenes where like demons are killing babies or something like that.
Yeah, I know you're not into that.
Violence on babies is something that that I get hung up on. Like I basically, like, I've gone back and rewatched Game of Thrones. I've watched from start to finish. I've watched it, I think, twice or 3 times. But it's really hard for me to get past the part where, spoiler alert, I guess if you've never watched Game of Thrones, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's first season. I feel like you're out of luck at this point. The part where Cersei is sending her men to like kill all the supposed bastard children of
I mean, they
Robert
literally
Baratheon,
throw
like,
a kid out of a fucking window in the first 10 seconds.
Like, they're taking babies out of like women's arms. Like, that's very hard for me to watch. And like, I have outright skipped that episode. Like, because look, I've had a very close relationship with violence for most of my life, to include watching it and being a part of it. So like violence doesn't really bother me, but violence on small children is definitely something that I don't know. I just can't. It's hard for me. Hard for me to swallow.
Did that get worse for you of having had kids out of interest?
Oh, for sure. I think so. I don't know. I think it goes without saying that your perspective changes significantly once you become a parent, once you have children. Before I had children, I definitely probably did not have the same hang up. And I don't know, I'm almost ashamed to say that. Like I should have had the same regard for small human life before I had children, just as much as I do now that I do. But I don't know, it definitely changed my worldview a little bit. And that's because you're right. Actually, that hits the nail on the head, because the first time I watched that show, I didn't have children. My wife was pregnant with our first child, so I didn't have any problem with it the first time we watched through Game of Thrones. And it wasn't until I went back and was watching it the second time that I was then a dad that it struck me as really difficult to watch once I had children.
Because as a parent, you know, it's subconsciously there's always that fear that something like that might happen to your own kid.
Yeah, I don't fault people for not being bothered by it. It's just something that bothers me, I guess.
The other thing coming out next week.
Sorry, Arthur, I sidetracked you.
The last 3 episodes of Fate Extra Last Encore, which is Fate if done by Shed. Don't worry, Sid, it's not for you. It's for people that play Fate Grand Order with me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I was laughing at the name.
Fate Extra
Last Encore.
Well, I mean, it's Fate Extra and then Last Encore because it's the Fate Extra timeline where you fuck up and you die, and you get brought back, and it's your last encore. That's it.
The Fate series always had interesting names.
Look, you know that I'm developing a Fate RPG so that I could run a show, and it is so hard to come up with a name for the show. I thought of going with Fate Zero Sympathy, but it's so tough to come up with
a AP. I feel like you're going to make this
Fate-ish name.
The system, and then you're going to have me help test it.
Yeah,
I watched
I would do that.
Video of somebody making fun of maybe not making fun of, but
it was Giga trying to understand Fate,
trying to understand the Fate like fan base or like break into it. I guess. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
If you give me a couple of minutes, I might come up with a name idea for you.
I'm good.
We have all episodes, so
just suggestions.
We'll think about it.
Since you're on Netflix, is anybody here excited about or at least interested in the new Sabrina reboot?
No,
not at all.
I'm vaguely intrigued. I was not a big Sabrina fan originally, but the previews make it look pretty good. I feel like
I was not a fan of Sabrina, but I was a fan of the cat.
Okay,
I was just
of course you were.
Message on heart.
The cat was just like sarcastic comment.
Robot cat face. Yeah. No, I'm into it. That's the other one. I don't know if it's Netflix actually. Never mind. It's a Stephen King one. What's it called?
What was the one she did before Sabrina? Was it Clarissa Explains It All?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I remember.
You know,
I'm too young to remember that.
My intro is over, but I don't care to take it back over anyway. Because Melissa,
your intro. This is still in your intro. You realize that?
Yeah.
We never left your intro.
Sorry, it reminds me of Saved by the Bell, like same era, right? And
Hello, fellow kids.
One of my guilty pleasures lately has been watching Zach Morris's trash on the internet. Oh my god, dude! I just laugh out. I know it's years old. Like I realize I'm very late to the party on this one, but it's fucking so good. I recently discovered this like years old YouTube playlist, and I've been listening. I listened to it. I just listened to Zach Morris's trash episodes. Like while I was cleaning my garage today. Like I didn't even need to watch it, and
you should send me the link to that playlist.
It's pure gold. I will. It's excellent. If you haven't watched them, they're so good. He's such a sociopath, Zach Morris. It's great.
He really is.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Rad. Look, sometimes these are really hard to tee up for, but this one was super easy. This is like wiffle ball, t-ball level.
It's a slow pitch for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of sociopaths, let's talk to SidAlpha. I can't even get through it. All right, Sid.
I don't know. I might be.
It was really easy.
I don't
Look, your Twitter in the last 48 hours has me worried.
Yeah, I've been very cold-hearted on Twitter the past couple of days. It's like
I'm a Zombie Orpheus fan. You put me solidly on the other side. I would unsubscribe from your YouTube channel.
That's fine.
Unfortunately, I don't think I ever subscribed in the first place. I just watch your videos without subscribing.
He only cares about you actually watching to generate the money. You don't get anything from subscribers. It's just a nice number to have.
I watched a YouTube video of some lawyer guy trying to dunk on Sid for something that he said.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, should I post a debate video on this? Because he raised a couple of actually very valid, very good points, but then there was some other stuff. It's like, yeah, but you failed to take into account the examples you're pointing out. They're also selling and charging people money for, therefore it doesn't friggin' apply. It's not.
I mean, it was a good video. I thought he was very respectful. I was like, this is a good example of how like discourse through YouTube should look like, right? Like,
absolutely, yeah. And I watch his stuff sometimes. I already knew who he was, and you know, I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to his channel already.
Is it the same guy that does the lawyer reacts to lawyer scenes in movies?
No, I know what you're talking about, but it's a different guy.
Yeah, okay.
That guy must hate Law and Order then.
No, I like that. I was still debating on whether or not to do a response video, but you know, he raised a lot of good points. He raised some points that I would still argue against, but then again, also he isn't a lawyer and he knows this stuff better than I do. So some of that I'm willing to take him on just experience alone on. So,
all right, look, Sid, I will facilitate a debate between the two of you. However,
that would be great.
Only if the format is freeform rap battle with Pondo providing the
sick
beat.
The sick beats.
That is the only way I will agree, sir. That is the only way I will agree.
What do you think, Pondo?
Sure.
I'm so into this idea. I'm ready for Arthur's channel to become a venue for SidAlpha rap battles.
Look, you missed it on Cancol. You missed it on Cancol. My new selling point for season 3 is if you want to kill Sid's character, come on as a guest star for season 3 of Battletech. I'm gonna get all his enemies on the show.
Nice.
Oh man,
Sid, when you're not making enemies, what else do you do?
Well, I've been getting some videos ready. I've been having to do a lot of research on some stuff, so I missed out on posting videos the past couple of days. But I did spend about an hour or so playing Thronebreaker, Witcher Tales last night. I'm really enjoying that game. Everything about it so far seems pretty solid. The voice acting seems a bit halting every now and then, but it's still pretty well done. Gwent is Gwent, and this is actually like an improved version of Gwent. So, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm liking it.
So you play the monster deck, and you just summon your entire deck to the field.
Well, I'm doing the story campaign right now.
And then you win.
It's got multiplayer, but so we'll
Monster deck
see.
is bullshit.
Well, I plan on building a monster deck. So
wait, is this a dark card?
You're
game?
just like, I play Hag. 4 more Hags come out and instantly win the game.
Yep. Well, there are cards like that for this game already too. For more standard decks. So yeah, and then I've been catching up on some anime. I did check out Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Good, excellent. That's fantastic.
I agree with you and Kelsa. That is a fantastic fucking anime.
It's a pretty good representation of a real relationship, which you don't always get.
Yeah, and I also started watching one of the new ones. That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah, Tsundere Dragon, the anime.
I've actually been finding very enjoyable.
Look, have you got to the part where instead of having like the wolf howl, he literally just goes "ow" really pathetically, but they back it up with like a really loud bass noise. It's so great
for the fear shot.
Yeah, for his menace ability.
I don't know. I've been enjoying the heck out of that, and Zombieland Saga, still that, and Sword Art Online. They're keeping to that slow build.
It's fine though. The storyline is okay. The storyline is okay, Sid. The animation is
just
fine. It is. It's killing me. I can't believe how above average this show is.
They made it good.
Look, it's gonna piss me off when Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, they've already shown it in the OP. Literally, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Kirito are gonna sword train together, and then they're both going to perform the same sword moves with the same movements perfectly. And I'm gonna be like, Kirito's been training for years in death battles, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a kid who just picked up his first sword and then dropped it because it was too heavy. There's no way this kid's gonna learn how to fight.
To be clear, Arthur is agonizing over the fact that, admittedly, Sword Art Online is now becoming a good show.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like even without a link, somehow spontaneously, EQ Mag is just going to join the call and appear like on the overlay. And we're gonna have like a whole.
You know how it is? Satan can just show up wherever he wants.
Yeah. Like the overlay will just morph to have like an extra box for another face. Or he'll appear over where Tabletop Simulator is as a giant box. And be like, ho, 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 ho.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you could say I was finally right 5 years later.
I don't know. I would.
I mean, for me, it was always enjoyable, but
Sid.
for very different reasons.
Sid.
Like the original, it was the leisurely
Gun Gale Online Alternative was fucking amazing.
Yes, I cannot wait.
But it was done by a different author in a different studio. They had literally no relation to the regular Sword Art Online.
I think the only thing was like, you got guns in this? Can we make a like a side
Can we make a story about guns? He was like, you know what will be popular in 3 years when we have an anime of this? Battle Royale. Let's make a Battle Royale manga, right? Okay, and then they're like, oh shit, Battle Royale actually got really popular. Sick. Let's make it an anime.
Yeah, it was worthwhile.
We'll never get a second season. It's so sad.
So yeah, and Zombie Orpheus stated they gave me my refund. I haven't received it, but I'm going to give it about 2 weeks before I give them any shit about it.
I really like their work, Sid.
I really like their work too.
I gotta tell you, I don't think that
I will not deny that. I
don't think it's virtue
really
signaling. The literal definition of virtue signaling is when you do something to improve your social standing at literally no cost to yourself. And they literally said, we are going to cost ourselves an entire market because this guy is a jackass.
They'll gain support with the kind of people they want to associate them with.
You mean the people that already follow them will continue to follow them?
No.
Oh, Sid.
No.
You're on the wrong side of history, Spider-Man.
You're not quite grasping it. We'll leave that up to history.
You got anything else for us to argue about?
I wish them no ill will. And I stated very clearly, and I shut down anyone that started trying to go after them over it. It's just one of those things where, okay, we get it. You are very much about this thing, but now you're just doing all this to kind of try and be dicks, and I don't want to support that. So it's fine. I have no animosity, no ill will. I don't wish any bad to befall them. I just, I don't feel like I want to spend $100 on you anymore.
Things you wish you could say to your girlfriend. Oh, Rad, did you die? Did you die?
Yep.
I think I got him. All right. Speaking of people who are dead inside, let's jump over to Pondo.
That's all true. Yeah, no, I've been playing Divinity a lot lately. I think it's because there's like some D&D, like classic fantasy missing in there.
Wait, which Divinity?
Second one.
2.
I don't have the first one.
You're not really missing out on too much with the first one.
I would say I don't think I am.
I don't know. People said the first one's pretty good. I played through about half of it with Virgil. Then we stopped playing.
It's all right. 2 is definitely a superior game.
The first one's really good if you've got 2 people. Like you need to have that sort of couch co-op. The second 100%. Game is obviously more made for a single player.
Yeah. I played.
Hello.
My buddy used to have the first Divinity, and it was very much like because you start out with 2 characters in that one, so it obviously makes sense to have like someone else on the side of you to couch co-op essentially. But no, I like Divinity. It's a fun game to play. I like how they've made it to where there's just multiple choices you can go do this one particular thing.
Yeah, I always like that they would give you an objective, but they were very non-specific as to how you could go about accomplishing it.
What I like is like, especially in Fort Joy, you can escape 5 different ways, and then it's like, okay, I escaped. I'm going to go back in to do other stuff I haven't done yet.
The real way to escape is to use your Scroll of Town portal.
Scroll of Town portal.
Yeah.
That's how I roll, man.
The one
Sounds
like
to me like you just need to stay a while.
The one gripe I have about that game is like so hard to get skills unless you just pickpocket them because they're so expensive.
Yeah,
oh my God, Pondo. The real thing that you've triggered is Cotton complaining about your bad habits.
Yeah, no, I do that. I'm very much of like, I'm just going to go this direction. Whatever runs into me, I'll just run into it.
This is amazing. We got Pondo to stop and talk about something for more than 2 minutes. Is this a new track record?
The last few episodes, AP.
My God, Pondo.
He's been churning over a new leaf, albeit slowly.
I know. I know. That's why I offered him a moderator spot. He's like a whole functional human being.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right, Sid.
I was really hoping for a Rad reaction there. Like I keep turning to Rad to see if he's going to react tonight. It's fine.
I'm distracted tonight. I apologize. I'm trying to organize childcare for my children tomorrow, and my mom just apparently butt dialed me, so I was like, then I couldn't figure out if my mic was muted or not.
It wasn't, but I muted it for you.
All kinds of shit going on right now. Sorry.
Don't worry, I'll cover the field for you. I'll mute you if you need it.
Unprofessional tonight, but I just have to make sure my children aren't just watching each other tomorrow, because that would be bad.
You were talking about unprofessional. After I played Azure Lane on this stream over the last 2 weeks, Lexi has taken it to do it on fucking Cankle.
Oh, dude,
full time on Cankle.
I've so enjoyed that.
God.
Too. I'm like reap what you sow, motherfucker.
Reap what I didn't have to. I literally didn't have to do anything during that stream. You guys are now functionally capable of running the game yourselves.
It's true. You're in the middle of a dramatic moment, and Lexi's like, "Oh, I got so and so. I got the holiday skin." I'm like, "Ah."
Yeah, not even my stream, and it was driving me
Fuck yourself, Rad. Go fuck yourself. Reap what you sow.
What AP is that we were just doing combat, which is essentially RP Baron in itself. Man, not much goes on there.
You set a precedent, man. You did this. You brought it upon yourself.
He did. Yeah. He just did it on the wrong guest, essentially.
That's true. If it had been any other guest, it would not have affected any of your other shows. But
I have to bring down the hammer with her. Be very clear. No smartphones during the show.
Stop.
You can have it back at the end of the class.
Roll up some newspaper and boop her on the snoot.
All right. Look. Pondo, you got anything else for us? It's okay. It's okay if you have more things to talk about. I want to encourage you.
No, it's just gonna be a warning. If you ever play Divinity with me, I will just run up ahead and then loot everything in the process. I'm very efficient in that way.
You're like my brother when we used to play like Diablo 2.
Yeah.
It just became like a click war to see who could click on shit first.
That's actually part of my problem. I'm
do not kill like the next thing in the room. Instead, you're just like clicking on the little piles of gold and and they're all flopping up and down because your inventory is full. And you're like, oh fuck! So you're trying to throw shit out of your inventory.
Man, that's why games like Torchlight had that auto looting bullshit. That when you walk past it, would just pull up into your inventory.
Oh my god!
I'm tired of this.
I think the gaming world lost something when they engaged auto loot, because even your
auto
average
loot is
casual
great.
Player would have an APM of like 300. There's freaking loot involved.
It's true.
No.
Just like get to the point where people are picking up their keyboards and flashing through the keys, trying to open up their inventories and empty stuff out.
Yeah, instead of having a finger on your abilities, you had a finger on like the I key, so you can open that inventory and throw shit out real quick.
The bad thing about Divinity is there is no inventory limit, so it just all goes into your inventory.
Like
So
into
by
a
the end
void.
of it, when you get ready to sell stuff, it's like an inventory of like yay long of just a bunch of either food, junk, or just random equipment that picked up.
Isn't it the case though these days where any game that has inventory management is considered an RPG without any other RPG elements?
Essentially.
It's hard to find. It's
either an RPG or it's a battle royale.
It's hard to find inventory games that don't also have like a crafting game, right? Like you can change or upgrade. Like every item's got tiers.
Let me pick up every single piece of junk in the game because it might be potentially mildly useful later.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a game that Rad would really like.
maybe I could use a stick to make a scope later.
Yeah, that way.
That's not how scopes work, but I'm sure you knew that.
Maybe not your scopes.
That way you just
The
be
U.S.
careful
Army
with junk
Special
and
Forces use stick scopes now.
Hell yeah, it's the latest and
That's
greatest.
their secret.
That's just what we call our scopes. We call them sticks. Got my nightstick
no.
and my,
Nope.
my red
No.
stick.
No. No, Rad. Just no.
Yeah, I guess not. It was a swing and a miss. They can't all be home runs. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, listen, you don't have to tell me about that one. Oh, man. Look. Pondo,
getting
this
too
is
lost.
rough. Cotton is starting a tell-all book.
Wow.
Oh no.
She's listing all of your bad faults at Divinity in chat right now.
Never have the same friends. That's where you messed up.
Pondo, you don't eat the food that she spends so long cooking for you. She's
No, I'd
slaving
forget
away
about it.
over a hot keyboard for seconds at a time.
It's the
wants that
thought.
progress
It's the
bar
thought
for
that
solid
matters, Sid.
9 seconds.
It's not the amount of time she put into cooking it. It's that she made it for him and he didn't eat it, and he sold it to some trash vendor for scraps,
1,000 shames.
for
of
coppers,
your
for
family.
coppers, sir.
If you sold off that food to the trash vendor, what else did you sell to the trash vendor? Huh?
Trash,
his stuff.
obviously.
His stuff after I sold it, after I stole it.
All right, English. It's time to just ambush you.
I'm Englishmudkip, and my week's been pretty good. Actually, I've moved rooms, as you can probably tell, and my friends on the people I usually play games with have managed to pull me into Maple Story 2, and I've been playing that for the past couple of days.
Mistake.
I've
I
actually
literally named this episode after that.
Maple Story 2?
Yeah, it's a successor. It's by the same people who made Maple Story 1, but it's 3D isometric MMORPG.
Well, I'd hope there would be a Maple Story before there was a Maple Story 2. That'd be just weird.
Maple Story was
I would do
nice.
that. as like a
Whoa,
marketing-
whoa. Yeah, I want you to listen up, motherfucker. Sometimes you can start with the fourth part of the series before you do the first part.
Yeah, just look at Star Wars.
It's called prequels at that point, but they just screwed it all up.
Uh-huh. Still better in the sequels, though.
What else you got going on?
Not much really. My week's been fine. I've been trying to get a time and schedule to stream. I might just start streaming later on instead of trying to get it at 8 o'clock at night, because it's usually when my parents have finished dinner. So I'll go down to eat. So yeah, I'll have to start doing it like 10ish. But yeah, just been playing games as usual, and looking forward to that for today's session.
James, we've gotten to you last. Took us a while to get around here, but you watched the show, so you knew the show was going to happen anyway. Who are you? Where can people find you? And what the heck do you do?
That's it. So, yeah, long time listener, first time caller. Yeah, so I run the Grimdark podcast, which is a podcast that looks at all the 40K role playing lines. So, the old stuff from FFG and the new stuff now from Ulysses North America. I'm actually an ex Games Workshop employee from many, many years ago. And on top of that, I'm also a member of the Catalyst demo team. So I go around running Battletech and Shadowrun at conventions. Thankfully, I have a job which allows me to travel internationally pretty readily. So I did Origins and Gen Con this year and ran some Battletech grinder games there as well, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, when I'm in Canada, my lair, I have a treasure type of E. I stream online occasionally. I run some games via Roll20. I used to put onto YouTube, but we've been on a hiatus while they've been changing editions. Yeah, that's me.
So what it sounds like is we're lucky that we're not fighting against you.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what you guys have been saying all week.
Look, I don't want to try and toot my horn. I'm not a tournament player or anything. I guess the only difference is that just the same way that Arthur's gotten used to the way you guys play, you've probably gotten used to the way he plays as well. And anybody who's different brings a different dynamic to the tactics.
It's true.
AP generally plays whatever, depending on what nation that we're going against. Like the clans are very much run at us at full speed and shoot us on the way there.
Even then, though, it's still an interpretation from Arthur's brain. I think
That's true.
James
My
says is
brain
very
interprets
true,
that Jenners should only die with 35 heat, exploding in a glorious blaze, trying to get behind you.
Yeah, I think at its heart, BattleTech is a PvP game, right? And like, if you only ever play against the same opponent, you have a pretty limited toolbox when it comes to winning the game. I feel like so.
Isn't that why I started the guest system?
That's great. It's been great.
Yeah, and then you had to go fight Lexi, which was
Don't play
unique.
the game, play the player. Deep Thoughts by Jack Andy.
Wow, get the fuck out.
So this game's actually really helped me too, because I've been running my own Battletech campaign, pretty similar sort of style, both a combination of a time of war and total warfare and being a mercenary company. So it's actually really helped to look at this game. Also, I was actually going to be going to Singapore this week to see customers, and because I got invited to Arthur for this, I cancelled that. And I took a week off work as well, 2 weeks off work. And I've actually been going through stripping all my old 40-year-old Battletech miniatures and repainting them as well as,
Nice.
as a
That's
hobby.
fucking hardcore.
I think I've got, I don't know if you can see this. This is my, when I was 9 years old, I painted
That
this
an
horrible
Atlas?
Atlas. That's
my
it. Yeah. So
God.
that's, but then now more than 30 years later, I've tried to sort of, update my
Oh yeah.
painting quality.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm. Shows.
I've currently got an old orc stomping. Ooh, crap. Well, that's just fun.
We have yet to run into an Atlas yet, and it terrifies me.
Yeah, it's a.
We almost did.
Oh, we almost did, but he died off screen.
You had to fight Excalibur Ascending during the...
I can't remember where it's from.
Yeah, that was like more of a free-for-all type of thing that I got.
No,
I
it was a
ended up
3 versus 1 event, you motherfucker.
I got stuck behind a wall. It was more of like 2 versus 1.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I was.
Yeah, if it was 2 versus 1, I would have won because I took out 2 people.
That was
You
such
did.
that was such a Pondo thing to happen too. Like we were stuck for this entire match, and then pops out at the very end. Fucking like the dude already has all his armor shaved off, so he just like pop pop kills him. I was like, that's brilliant.
So many hits to the torso, none of them critted would have.
Yeah. What a
And like all of them were spots that it would just blow up.
Look, if there was a spin-off show, it'd definitely just be Rad and Pondo for like a half an hour.
It's like a buddy cop duo.
Just like the two of you drinking coffee and like a police mech copter. You go around, you solve mech crimes.
Yeah, it's all neck crimes.
Remember that time you fucked up real bad?
one of you is a by the book cop, one's a loose cannon.
Yeah, one's a loose cannon.
No, I feel like we both play the bad cop, but in a different way.
Two loose cannons.
I feel like you'd both be pretty bad at being cops, so yeah.
Yeah, I would be very bad at
That's the joke. It's supposed to be the 80s. So.
And Arthur has an NPC that's like he's the straight-laced police officer, and then he has two loose
I'm the
cannon
chief.
partners.
Yeah.
This is cheap. Like, you guys are messing up again.
Case is solved.
All right. We have anything else to cover here before we get started at fucking up some more?
No, I'm
No,
good.
I'm ready. I'm always ready to fuck up.
You sure? All right. I'm writing it down.
Nah, good.
How long's the intro been? Only 49 minutes.
Wow, Rad, you're slipping.
Conservative.
If this was Battletech Bingo, we would have been 55 seconds short of getting that tile, the 50-minute tile.
I try to be my version of brief whenever we have guest stars because I don't want to, I don't want them to get bored listening to my dumb life.
Now, first things first, can I make a censored operation roll to figure out what's under here?
The first thing that happens is the screen is black and says several minutes later. You all have we've got a follow cam on Goldstag climbing into the Raven cockpit. Everything is written in Chinese. All of the buttons are written in Chinese. There's some hastily scrawled bad English translation on sticky tags everywhere. As soon as the mech starts getting heated up, they're all gonna fall off. The UI is also in Chinese, so like the voiceover is asking you for your command call phrase in Chinese. It's real bad. But fortunately, the former pilot, before he left you the command tag, and you start the mech up, and all of a sudden there's a Victor 9B on your sensors approaching at high speed towards your position. The rest of your lance also has it on sensors, and everyone starts checking in. Citadel, as you begin approaching these scruffy mercenaries, what are you doing?
Scruffy looking.
Well, I'm going to start by actually opening up a comm to them. Start with, this is Citadel contacting the Lance off my starboard side. Please identify yourselves and your operations in this area.
Unknown Victor, this is Motor6 of Crow's Black. We are engaged in combat operations. I suggest you steer clear.
You're actually who I was looking for, Motor6. It looks like your forces, the other forces, are pulling away. Are you out of combat now? Do you need assistance?
Debating at the moment.
We're out of combat now.
I've got all these like red flashing lights all over my cockpit of how I have no armor left on my mech. So I get on the comms and I'm like, yes, any assistance you could provide would be much appreciated.
I'm like perfectly fine.
Motor6, I take it you're hunting the terrorists, by the way.
Indeed. I take it you were sent here as some form of support.
So to speak, yes. Can we open up a tight beam? Something a little more secure?
Of course. I flip over to line of sight.
Right. I represent Baron Montgomery St. Kirsch, one of the local lords here. I'm a knight in his service, and he's sent me to assist in bringing these terrorists to some form of justice. I understand that you're of a similar operation, working for your newly crowned countess. So I suggest that we pull our forces. We'd be stronger by doing so.
Indeed we are, and far be it for me to seem unneighborly. Your assistance would be most welcome.
All right, my call sign is Citadel. I'll transmit my comms frequencies over to your Lance.
Very well, and I'll send an update to everyone's targeting computers to mark him as a friendly.
Yeah, I feel like T-Service will help you with that. She just checks in and is like, oh, just T-Service checking in here. When you secretly went off book for a tight beam transmission in the middle of an operation, Captain.
Yes, I was still recording.
Okay. I'm going to pass you over to
you
Dagger.
all right?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Just between sips.
You sure? Very well. Yes, very good. Yes.
The voice of Jinny Pai, your intelligence specialist, hops in and is like, this is Dagger.
Dagger, there's one thing you have to remember, please. Please take the microphone out of your bloody mouth. You're way too loud.
Sorry, I was just putting a headset on after she handed it to me. It's fine. Look, sir, I've got all kinds of information for you, and none of it's great.
So Tuesday then.
Right. So here's the thing. There's a Victor 9B approaching your position at high speeds. It should be coming into range soon. We're unable to identify the model or the pilot.
Yes, he's identified himself, and we are going to be marking him as a friendly. He will be joining us for the remainder of this operation.
Oh, okay. All right. Second thing on the list, there's a cave system. It appears that there are some rare earth metals in there that are preventing the dropship sensors from getting in that area. We tried to pull up the records, but planetary security is blocking our attempt to access government files. Apparently they're pissed. We're doing a little howdy-do down here.
Well, Countess, she'll have to talk to them later about that.
Yeah, it seems like the planetary militia is a little upset. They might be sending a general or two over to talk to us later. That's a later problem. The problem now is the Leopard-class dropship that's underground that's preparing to launch. Yeah, we've been following that heat bloom. Apparently there's a Leopard dropship somewhere in that base down there. We're pretty sure that some part of the ground is going to open up and it's going to launch out of there. We finally got the terrorists cornered, and we could track that Dark Phoenix character via satellite telemetry, but if they take off in that dropship, they're gone. And we got all kinds of problems. So, your orders from the Countess are to, at all costs, stop the dropship launch. The recovery of Goldstag Prime is a secondary objective. I need you to confirm that order.
Can confirm.
Order confirmed.
Are we all on the same? We all get this?
Yes. Yep.
Dagger usually goes like open to the lance, right?
Yes. Except he always mutes Bandito.
Okay, as he's like, I'm dictating.
Firing this off to.
I'm like the only one's nice to him though. That's the odd thing.
I'm dictating the mission parameters in like bullet point form that I then like text beam to Citadel, so he sees like, you know, primary objective.
I was going to be doing the same.
Secondary objective.
You get a whole bunch of really fast PowerPoints.
So they got 2 leopards and there's 2 CIPs.
My God, there's 4 dropships down there.
That is how intelligence services work. So yeah,
4 people named Goldstag. We got to save them all. This is impossible.
How can there be 4 secondary objectives?
We're gonna have to split in 4 different directions. Good thing there's 5 of us.
It's 1 mech per dropship. We've got
one of like there's like 4 copies of the same, or maybe 2 copies. Maybe Harridan and McGurk are the only one doing, but one of them has like a tertiary thing that's like lower Bandito self-esteem as much as possible.
Wow. Oh, and they called me passive aggressive.
Yeah, mine doesn't have that.
Right, you let that psi warfare bleed over into the game, buddy?
But it has like this single line through it, so like you could definitely still read it and know what it was. But
it's like Bandito's been doing a good job.
It's unofficial. Yeah. Knock him down just a peg. Just
Sir,
one peg.
The last bit of intelligence I have. We aren't sure what kind of forces you're going to face down there. However, it's only about a mech and a half height high. Jumping, long-range missile, indirect barrages. This cave system is not going to be great. These terrorists seem to have thrown their best mech forces at us to start with. Dark Phoenix is walking away with probably about 30 million C-bills worth of technology. They probably don't have that much left. And what they do have will be boarding the dropship. Probably you're going to be looking at infantry and vehicles and maybe some short-range Battlemechs. But don't discount that. They might be cheap and easy to destroy, but they're going to have a lot of firepower for their size. Proceed with caution. Dagger out.
Well then.
Should we get moving now?
Yes, please. Let's do.
All right.
Citadel, do you copy?
Yes, thank you for the data. So if you're looking at a Leopard, that's 4 mechs, 2 arrow fighters maximum in terms of heavy firepower. Whatever vehicles I have as well, I assume. Plus infantry.
Fighters aren't exactly going to be much use in the cave system.
They might not be taking all their mechs as well, so there might be more smaller, cheaper mechs that they're leaving behind. It's hard to tell.
My main concern right now is vehicles and infantry with rockets.
So I feel like as my Victor comes into view, I may as well describe that it's basically, unlike a conventional military paint job, it's actually been corded blue and silver like a shield, and rather than having a conventional house logo, it has more like a knight family coat of arms. But it does include the Steiner fist in the shape of a tower, but it is actually it's not a conventional
What did you say the Baron's name was? Baron Montgomery. What was the last name?
Montgomery St. Kirsch.
St. Kirsch.
Kirsch.
Excellent. All right. Do we need to make a tactics roll?
Nope.
Secondly, can I do like a sensors operations if possible?
Yep. You can do one sensor operations for every room.
I would like to aid with that.
Okay. How do you aid?
So how do we get down there? Is there like
because I do have sensor operations.
So this area right here should be visible maybe, but there's an entrance that's too wide here. Where the gravel tiles are. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Like
like
sandbags.
then something like that.
Yeah, between the sandbags, basically.
Gotcha. Is it dark down there?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will be tying my sensors in with Banditos so we can kind of.
So he's doing like a secondary ping.
Yeah, pseudo triangulate on hits to increase the accuracy.
That'd be +7, if I'm correct.
Whatever yours is, +1.
Double check, triple check, quadruple. Yeah, +7. All right.
Murder 6. It appears we're going into confined quarters.
13.
Indeed.
Finish it.
Yeah, I'll be up front since I have literally untouched. Whoever wants to hop behind me to watch my back will be perfectly fine.
Well, I am a brawler. My arm is undamaged, unlike many of your mechs, and I am made for short range fighting. So I'd be happy to also to be close.
Be right behind me.
It might be beneficial for either you to take the lead or to follow up immediately behind Bandito. I will follow third, and then the others behind me.
I would do. It looks
actually
it's 3 abreast right here. I would do like a. I guess I could do this in character. I recommend.
Well, they can go side by side, yeah.
Yeah. So this is El Huapo. Recommend staggered column formation with Citadel taking point on the right column. So do like where's my ping button? Where's my tab? Do like one here, one here, one here, one here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So before you go too much further into this, I want to resolve what you get out of your sensor operations. It is good enough to reveal through like sonar echolocation the details of the interior somewhat shadily, but not very far. It's having a lot of trouble trying to resolve enemy troop movements. The one thing that you definitely do see is that there's scattered infantrymen around, and they're all using hardline phones and like pointing cameras at you. They know you're coming, they can see you're coming, and they're reporting it back to someone deeper in the cave system.
So if you'll allow me to move y'all's pieces, just as a recommendation, this is what I'm suggesting.
How far in can we start? Is it still just 3 hexes? Or?
When you move past the entranceway, we will roll for initiative, as it were.
That's kind of what I'm describing.
That works for me.
Same. The Raven won't be much use, maybe for the Archer.
I mean, the Raven's good for anti-infantry.
Yeah.
The Raven will be great.
I would say the Raven is more useful than the Archer in a short-range battle.
Yeah.
True. I have an SRM 6 and 2 medium
short
lasers.
range, all I've really got is a pair of medium lasers, so...
Well, then I think it's even more effective that you're rear guard then.
Yeah.
You are the fastest, so in case you need to go up front,
I'm
you get
just
there easily.
wondering what do the 4 items I have that don't do any damage actually do.
Okay, I'll go over your sheet with you.
Probe,
Beagle Active Probe will break through any enemy ECM. Guardian ECM allows you to break sensor locks and things like narc beacons that are placed on people around you. It also breaks up enemy C3 computers, which is like a command targeting computer system that allows people to share information. The tag is like an artillery and arrow 4 spotter, and the narc launcher lets you use your SRMs with the narc stuff. So it increases the cluster rating, I believe.
Is anybody else running narc on? So everyone else got narc compatible ammo? in
No
their
one
mechs?
has a narc ammo except the Raven.
I think wouldn't the Raven have narc ammo?
The Raven does.
Raven would have narc ammo. I'm running with
Yeah, Sid has Artemis 4 because I think eventually we're going to switch to having that, but that's a later thing.
I think we're planning on. I think we purchased ammo for both types, so we could kind of swap out as needed.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we begin to form up to go down into this cave, the Axeman does kind of loop around and go by. So like, what do we do with the Warhammer? Do we park it somewhere?
The Raven pilot is walking the
Raven pilot's gonna
Warhammer
take it
to the
back.
dropship.
All right. Well, the Axeman swings over to where some of the Warhammer wreckage is and reaches down and scoops up the Warhammer's fallen arm. And will wield it in his hand as an additional melee weapon.
I feel like we get a cutscene where you pick it up and you hold it really high in the sunlight, and it creates like the mailed fist of the Federated Commonwealth kind of thing.
Slams them together with his axe like a
That's like
barbarian.
300,000
At least we needed to get the PPC out of that first.
There's no way.
You could buy a light mech for the what that arm costs.
I don't care about any of it.
Literally. It's like 300,000 plus.
Yeah,
All right.
the torso was gone, but the arm was saved.
The arm was saved for a good purpose.
So just to know, the aura of the ECM from the Raven is 6 hexes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, so
All right, let's roll. I gotta find my dice.
is
All
it
right, Sid, do your thing.
is it that from the Raven or from a tile?
From the Raven.
From the Raven.
Okay, so
Oh wow, yeah, I rocked you,
that's
brother.
one from the Victor.
I got a 12, so
Yeah, I got much higher. All right.
Got somebody there.
So here's the deal, because I won initiative. You guys are moving first. I need to reveal any hidden units that I'm going to be using this round. So I'm going to reveal the location of all of the units that I'm using this round, which is all of my units.
A bunch of tanks.
Wait, is that tank? Oh, you're just moving them.
It should be fun.
They're SRM carriers. So
I
they
can't
might-
remember what Hetzers have.
AC-20s.
Okay.
Oh, fudges.
They're literally just like a AC-20 tank.
And the Saladins
AC-20.
are...
Oh, fuck SRM character. We need to kill the SRM character right away.
It's a brawling list.
All of them are dangerous. What are you talking about?
They're super cheap too.
Yeah.
You could buy a light mech for the cost of this lance of vehicles, armed with hundreds and hundreds of points of firepower.
Yeah.
Yeah. We might have to
So
do that.
you guys are moving first.
I'm having to go first because I got to get in close anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right, as the victor begins stomping in, the random infantry scattered around fire off like rifle rounds at the cockpit, but don't get anywhere close. And then they're running deeper back into the cave system, but because the hexes are so big and they're so small, they're running for a really long time.
That's just cut down to the camera shot of them panting while the death
As a
machine.
foot almost steps on one.
Just 5 minutes later.
Oh boy, that's an interesting move.
Is there
Sorry, walk dice are blue, sorry?
Walk dice are green.
green?
Green, sorry.
The blue is jump and red is run.
That's a wheeled Saladin?
Yes. I want to go ahead and thank Sidious for making this map, by the way. I was like, I need a cave system D&D style map. Let me make a sketch tomorrow. And then I was like, all right, I got to sit down and make the sketch. Sidious is like, I've got it done for you. And I was like, really? Holy shit, this is 10 times better than the sketch I just made. All right, sweet. And he kept it secret so none of y'all could fucking steal this map from me before we got
It's an interesting map.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued by this.
Map. Good. I want you to be intrigued. I'll tell you what's intriguing, by the way.
That still looks like lava.
Don't worry, it'll be revealed slowly.
It'll be revealed as lava.
It'll be revealed as lava.
3.
It's a logo.
A super big secret.
So you guys
4.
can't jump in here, is that right?
You can jump, but you can't jump over enemy mechs, only enemy vehicles. Yeah, that Hetzer just wheels around and aims for a back shot on the victor. Well, a side shot on the victor.
Side shot.
So it's like, is their heads just scraping along the top of the thing?
Yeah, I mean, the assault mechs are going to have a little trouble in here. Everybody else will be fine.
1.5 high.
Yeah, so this Hetzer just, we see the pilot in it, just like, wheels around at extreme slow speed.
What's it moving?
And then he's like, I've got some! I can see the victor! You guys are up.
All right, I'll go ahead and move next. 1, 2, 3. Can I see that Hetzer from there?
Oh boy, probably not. That's a
I don't
really
think so.
weird
I think
angle.
that, yeah.
Yeah, you got a whole bunker in the way, my friend. Why not take another step forward? Maybe turn towards that Hetzer. You know, just
I think even if I step forward, it would still be a little bit messed up, wouldn't it?
No,
that'd be true.
right here, and then facing this direction, or maybe even this direction, and just torso
So
twist.
I can have my back facing the Saladin there.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I was like, take a step forward. I'm like, oh, so you're like right there. I think I want to stay right there, so I kind of have like this hallway locked up.
Okay.
Walk, 9, run, no jump. Okay.
Since the AP bait's here,
So I can't jump, is that right?
you can jump, but you can't jump through mechs.
Or
Can we still
over
walk through
tiles.
mechs in here?
All right.
You can,
Like our friendly mechs?
you can move through friendlies.
Yeah, the Devastator suddenly gets 10 lock-on warnings as the SRM carrier putzes around the corner and pivots towards him, and your AI is just like, warning, you are being locked on by SRM.
Shut up! I
Do
know.
we know what type
Sorry, I
of
moved one too many
SRM
things to the
carrier,
back.
or is it just called
Punching
an
this-
SRM carrier?
Punching the system. I feel like as we step in here, we lost all sort of contact with the dropship or home base.
You guys are up?
I'll move next.
Like Madam Tea Party like is about the contact. Now remember, be very courteous.
We'll see if that's true or not.
Are you guys like pinging targets? Like I'm planning on shooting on this, and I'm planning.
I mean, yeah, it's essentially I was planning on locking down this way.
Gotcha.
Get that guy.
Basically, my only shot is going to be that SRM
Right,
character.
yeah. That's what it looks like.
I'll look after the Hetzer.
Okay.
That was
I'll be able to assist in any way I can.
Okay, is it Arthur's turn to move on?
Did the archer move?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it did.
All right.
Oh, Pondo, what did you move?
no. I walked for 1 modifier. Walked for 3, so it makes it 1 modifier. Oh.
All
I think
right.
it's fast, isn't it?
The Hetzer just blazes around the corner. The Hetzer pilot, instead of having his controls like this, he's got him gangster style sideways. Kicks it all up into high gear, comes around the corner, and then like almost runs into the Devastator, kicks it into reverse. Rooster Tail stops right in front of him, and then the gun just turns up.
That's an assault.
Yeah,
Vehicle
it's
that
a
can
AC
go
20.
fast?
I'm gonna shoot that.
Oh, is that a Hetzer or is that a Saladin?
That's a Saladin.
So it's wheeled.
That's an
Both AC 20s.
Saladin. It's wheeled, but it has a oh, sorry, it's a hover.
That's what's confusing.
Hover assault hover tank armor version. It has 1 AC 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hexes, which is what, a 3?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
they
not
get,
great
they
for
get
me.
nice and close. Your entire side needs to move now. Anyone that hasn't moved yet.
All right.
Where'd you move? Oh, okay, you're behind him.
Wait, right.
And that was 5 hexes. We need to spawn in another green. Five hexes is 2, correct?
Yes. 2, yeah. Good to see we're all feeling the time pressure here.
Mm.
1, 2.
Sorry, Arthur, what's my skills, by the way? I haven't got that.
2,
on the sheet.
2, 3,
I'm currently
4, and I
3-1.
can move 5, 6.
Hey, I took 1 piloting hit, correct?
Yes.
So it'd be 2-1. Okay,
Didn't you
that's
get
fair.
shot twice in the head?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah,
ammunition
maybe.
explosion. You took 2 hits.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, 3-2, 3-1.
So the SRM carrier. Oh, wait, can I actually move that far? No, I move one too far. The Axeman comes around the corner and starts running forward, and out of nowhere, the SRM carrier also begins wheeling itself around the corner and locks onto the Axeman with a very serious complement of SRMs.
As the Axeman trucks down into the darkness of the cavern, you see for the first time that Heavy 7, or El Huapo, better known, has actually painted his mech. You just couldn't see it until now. He's painted it with only glow-in-the-dark paint over its black. It's usually all black, but he's painted it with glow-in-the-dark paint with with bones and decorative day of the
Sugar mask.
yeah. So it looks like what are those bad guys in the Soldier 76 cinematic, right? Where they have like the neon colored paint that only shows in the dark. So it's got like the skull painted on it with all like
that one Batman movie.
Yeah, Batman. Yeah. So yeah, that's you see that for the first time right before he
+1 hit then.
Yeah, right before he gets annihilated by this SRM carrier. You see his cool paint job, but right before it's about to get blown away.
Wow, are we gonna get a combat round before the break?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Heavy
it's
7.
crazy.
I think we might have to have a discussion later about paint jobs and subtlety.
I mean, you can only see it in the dark. I don't know what could be more
between
subtle.
him. Just do it between him, because I was going to suggest that there's no such thing as subtlety in this Lancer.
We do need to have a conversation, sir, because I just realized none of you have glow-in-the-dark paint on your mechs, and this is a serious issue for me. But we can table it for a later time.
This isn't even my mech.
I'm okay with the glow-in-dark mechs, actually.
Bandito said the line about not being subtle, and I just ponder that for a moment.
It's actually like left.
Fair enough. Carry on.
In fact, it's really odd that none of us have it.
It's leftover for when they were pretending to be pirates. It just they never fought in the darks, and he forgot about it, so he never painted over it back when they became like their official alliance again.
All right, so we shoot first.
Yep.
I'm going to shoot at this SRM carrier. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexes away, which means I'm medium range for the 2 Goths and 2 PPCs. I'm shooting at it, and I'm going to shoot the 3 medium lasers at long range. Possibly overkill, but we'll see.
As you begin locking your weapon systems on it, the SRM carrier's tank commander opens communications with everybody, just straight up open channel, and he's just like, for the Lyran Commonwealth, for the Lyran Alliance, for the Steiners!
I suggest. I just trying to yell. I suggest leaving the. No, okay.
I just flicked a.
Yeah.
Die off, Walder scum!
I started 2. Walked to get a modifier of 1, so it's 3. He only moved him up to be 1, so is it a modifier 1? Where do you start from? From right here?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a
so
modifier
it's
1.
1.
Wait, did that?
That's only 2. That's none.
Dinah?
That's only 2 hexes, so there's no modifier.
Very well, then it's no modifier.
I think he did say Steiner.
He did say Steiner.
That changes it. So
Yeah,
it's 3
these guys are ultra nationalists, aren't they?
plus
Yep.
2.
Their
plus 2 for
Brotherhood of
medium range.
Cincinnati terrorists.
So I'm shooting at 5s and 7s.
All right, it's time for the old Pondo special
Yeah.
where he just fucking annihilates me in 1 hit, or he misses everything
Gauss number
hilariously. Wow.
That's cost number 2.
I know how this is
Jinxed
going.
it. Location 10.
All right, that's fine. Let's see. SRM carries on page 123. Let's see how badly this one explodes.
It crits twice if it.
What's
Even-
the location?
10.
Location 10,
10 on the front. That's the turret. What's the damage?
15.
It doesn't have a turret. That's not right.
I thought that whole SRM thing.
SRM carriers have a turret.
Yes, and it doesn't have 15 armor. You
It crits twice.
destroy. Okay, it just fucking explodes then.
Oh well, I would have shot it with far less weaponry in that case.
What, did you kill it with just a large laser?
Yeah.
It only has 12 armor in every location.
Wow.
He destroyed
Yeah,
it.
they're really soft LRM and SRM carriers.
To be fair, the last vehicle I shot hit it with the turret with the Gauss rifle. It did nothing to it. So
That was a freaking massive tank, though.
So here's what happens. You fire a fuck ton of stuff at it, but the first thing you hit it with makes it explode. Everything else you fire into it just goes out the other side of the massive explosion. Well, as long as it's massively exploding, let's go ahead and see what it can do. Oh, you fired at the top one, right?
yes, that one right
Alright.
there.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if it can make
One I
you
was
massively
getting to.
explode.
Question.
Yes? You have the right to ask a question. Anything you say can or will be questioned.
Guardian ECM suit is
Does
it-
not. It's not going to affect anything in this combat, probably.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering if it's a passive or I have to
It's
activate
passive.
it. Okay,
Yeah,
fair
it's
enough.
always on.
I don't
Always on.
have to worry about it.
Just like Beagle Active Probe. Let's see here. We started at 3, shooting at long range is 7. You walked for 1, which makes it 8. They move for 1, which makes it 9. So I'm shooting 10 9s. It's like I'm using a laser hunchback.
Man, it feels like the time that we were getting shot at by the Nova.
No. Don't curse me like that. Don't put that hex on me.
I'm
3.
hoping. Yeah, it's
That's 4, and that's a solid hit.
That is
closer
a
to 10, so I think that's
10
5
for,
hit. This is gonna be a while.
wait, what SRMs did they have?
5 SRM 6s.
Okay.
5 hit. The first hit's in location area 11.
What is
Left
that?
arm.
Left arm.
That's not great.
1 damage.
Next hit's in area 10, left arm for 2 more
Left arm.
damage.
Oh, the 2 damage each.
3 hits center torso. 4 hits left torso.
Okay.
5 hits right torso.
Okay.
All right, 5th roll. Miss. 6th roll. 7. 8.
That's
Yes.
just enough. 6
Six.
first is 4 missiles hit.
Very
First
well.
to the CT.
How much? First one CT.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second hits center torso. 3rd hits center torso.
Jesus.
4th hits
That's left leg.
left leg.
Thank you.
Attack roll 8. Miss. 9.
How many
Miss.
do they have?
10.
10.
That's a hit.
That'll hit.
All of them hit. First one
Okay.
hits in your left leg.
Left leg.
Oh,
10.
no, it's good.
Left arm.
Left arm.
All right, that's not great.
Third
He's
hits
not
right torso.
He
Four
shoots
hits
off
left
both of your
arm.
Gauss
Left
guns,
arm again.
then your brain explodes.
Left arm?
Left
Yes.
arm.
Okay.
Right arm.
Okay, thank you for hitting the other arm this time.
And the final one hits in
Left leg.
left arm.
Oh, that's 11.
Yeah, it hadn't finished rolling yet.
Okay.
All right, so here's what
Much
happens.
worse.
It's like a avalanche of missiles flies at you as
I believe
60,
it's like the most terrifying sight.
yeah, 60 SRMs. Oh, you know what, James? I'm sorry. If you haven't done it yet, you should probably set the Windows audio level of Tabletop Simulator way the fuck down in case this is super loud. Using your volume mixer. All right. Yeah. The whole cave is filled with smoke, and you literally can see nothing as these SRMs launch outwardly. Your shots are crisscrossing the missiles, so it's busy having its remaining ammo explode while you are covered in shots. I need you to make a roll to stay standing, however.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You'll be fine.
Was that 20 damage?
Yes, he got hit with at least 10
it's-
missiles.
I mean, he hit with a lot of missiles, so yeah. He hit with at least 10, which will be 20 damage, so.
Yeah.
All of
you
these guys, when they hit, will almost certainly cause you to have a fall down check. And almost none of you will be bothered by it.
Except maybe.
I might here in a second.
Yeah, you might fail because you have some pilot damage.
Yeah.
All right.
I have to roll a +3.
You guys are up.
Had to switch to thermal just because of all the streaks of smoke.
That
Yeah,
sounds
magnetic
might
resonance.
Be heavily armed.
Not sure who's more important to kill here, this Saladin or SRM carrier.
Do you have a shot at the Saladin? I don't think you do.
Why not?
Oh wait, no, you do have a shot at Saladin.
Yeah. I have a shot at the Saladin.
Well, I'm ready to go,
it's-
so I'm happy to take up go on the head side. Go
ahead.
It's honestly
Very well.
50-50.
All right, you go.
So everything for me is hitting on 6s. So start off with the AC 20. Is a hit in for the vehicle. That's right side with a critical chance, or right side with
Those vehicle locations.
with a movement roll.
Yes, it has more than 20 armor, so it's down to 2 armor on the right side. You shave off most of the armor. The Hetzer guys inside are like, haha, he'll never get through our heavy armor. You hit it with the AC-20, and all of a sudden they're like, pull out like an emergency repair kit from the bullet holes.
All right, first medium laser is a hit in the left side with once again a movement roll.
My God, look, those people that are like, oh, Arthur, how come you don't know the rules? We get this guy out here. He's like, I know the locations.
I feel dumb now.
Movement roll. Nope, they fail.
Second medium laser is also left-hand side movement roll as well.
No effect, actually. Let's see here. That's also no effect.
So they're at three movement rolls so far.
Oh, I'm missing one. Very well. Okay, that's bad. Major damage, no movement for the rest of the game. Vehicle is immobile. The third shot hits the Hetzer, and they're like, ha ha ha, we'll be fine. And then now they're like, oh fuck.
So we could just like walk past those guys and not have to worry.
Engine's jammed.
It just
SRM
melts
4.
the treads.
Is a miss.
All right.
I'm done.
You spread some damage around. Mostly that right side is real fucked up, but more importantly, this thing is not going anywhere. I guess it's time for them to retaliate. As this is happening, the tank commander's just like, fire! Let's see here. You got a 1. They've got a 1. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. That's some Vegas odds. Those Vegas. Oh my God! He literally kills you. You get headshot immediately.
That's center torso.
That's
Is that?
center torso.
Oh my God, that's better. That's much better. That's bad.
It's still back
That's
there.
center torso, but it's still is that a double crit?
That's a double crit.
My God, I just pondoed.
Uh,
Can we spend edge to make them reroll?
Yes. Do you have any?
Anyone?
Oh well, the guest has edge. Fuck. You really gonna do this to me, you son of a bitch, Pondo? You gonna stab me in the back like that, Pondo? Very well.
Just don't update.
The question is, you re-roll the hit roll or re-roll the location roll?
We roll the hit roll.
Okay.
And it
All
fails.
right. He fails. So it could have been beautiful. All right, this is how it happened to the Hetzer pilot's mind. He gets the gun lined up, and the gunner's just like, "We got it, we got it." Then the motive
It's like
system,
XCOM. It shows the 99% like hit chance.
the motive system cuts out, and they think they're gonna keep going. And this guy's just got his little targeting computer. He's like, "I found a chink in the Victor's armor," and he starts firing, and then the whole thing stops as the motive system cuts out, and the dude slams forward the command console, and the gun goes from firing on target to just
Pulls an XCOM essentially. Yes.
Yeah. Just shoot.
It's like they start aiming at the guy right then, and they suddenly just take immediate right turn and shoot off into the distance.
That was rough, y'all. That was rough. You guys are up.
My God.
I was thirsty for that, and I didn't get it.
All right, I guess I'm gonna turn and shoot this.
I'm sorry, but not
Saladin.
sorry, AP.
All right, hit me with your
I'm shooting
Saladin
at
powers.
6s for everything except for my pulse laser, which will be a 4.
Very well. Pull up my Saladin charts
There we
here.
go. All right, so AC 20 first. That'll do it. In the 7
Run.
for 20.
That is going to leave them with 2 internal.
Then large pulse laser, only need 4 on this one. Got it. That's also in the
Same
7
spot.
for 9 more.
Well, here's what happens. You begin opening fire with your weaponry, and you immediately crack open the Saladin, and your shots are going out the backside of it. As the tank commander, he's like missing his left arm, and he's looking around. He's like, "Keep firing, keep!" Oh shit! As he's like looking through the hole that's in his tank.
He just leans back, relaxed in his chair, accepting his fate.
I guess it's time to see what the Saladin does as he fires at the Raven.
Oh no!
Can he hit the Raven?
Yeah, you can shoot right through the Devastator. Yeah.
That's not great.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to hit.
2. I've walked for 2 plus 2.
Yeah, that's gonna be a solid hit. Hits you in your right leg for 20 points of damage.
And you don't have to pay.
No crit.
I'm pretty sure that right leg is just gone.
How we doing over here?
Yeah, it's
2 go to your left torso.
Oh my God! It just shot right off with ease. Oh my God!
Have any,
I'll spit an edge for him to reroll, see if it
Oh,
hits.
you think so? Very well.
It's only a
Watch, it
7.
gets
but-
worse.
Yeah, anywhere he shoots you with that.
No, it's good. Still good.
Still shapes up.
You have 3 points of edge, Citadel. I don't know if you want to throw it in here on this, but
What do you
Yeah, I'm
need to
happy to.
hit?
all right.
What does he need to hit?
He needs a 7
That's
to hit.
7. No, it's like 50.
Only because I don't want English being knocked out of the game.
Oh my
Because-
God, he's still good. All of you are like grinning, holding onto your mech
Let it go.
controls, sweating as you use your edge to alter probability. And every timeline, the Raven just loses a leg.
just take one off it. I have 1 edge left.
You're using your last point of edge here?
You used edge last time. Yeah, you only have 1 point.
Very well.
I'm taking it, making a 6.
You can't do that after the roll. You can only force somebody else to reroll. You want me to reroll?
You might as well.
Yeah, just
All right.
reroll.
Nope, it got even better.
Always. It's just still hitting. Okay,
Uh, Yeah.
Just let
I
it
mean,
happen.
the Saladin comes around the corner. He's not he's expecting that he's gonna find some enemies, right? But he doesn't expect to run into the Devastator. Pivots and aims between the Devastator's leg. It just completely trashes your leg. Your leg is there one moment, and then it's
And now
pinned
got it
against the wall as you fall over.
I mean, when you roll your tank up to 2 assault mechs and a heavy, like, you know that like this is the last several seconds of your life.
Exactly.
You're gonna look for where you can make the biggest combat impact, and that's gonna be against whatever the most lightly armored target is. So it's a perfectly.
Beat the Axeman without a CT.
He can't tell exactly. I mean, or he can take the light mech down.
I think you can tell there's a lot of armor missing from his center torso.
All right,
Sure.
you take 4 points of damage as you fall.
His likelihood of hitting me exactly in the center torso is a lot lower than his likelihood of hitting a light mech anywhere.
As your mech goes down, it takes all the damage to the left knee, 4 points, and you end up falling facing 2 points right. So you literally get spun backwards by this attack.
Where does the extra 4 points did it go?
But yeah, does it
Carry on.
does it carry on into the torso?
Yes.
Because it was 8 damage.
It was like
yes.
damage for it.
Yeah. So 4 points go into the side torso.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be rough. You're gonna have to crawl along the ground for the rest of the game.
And he needs a piloting skill roll to
Can you
avoid
not stand?
injury
You
too.
can't walk.
You can't walk without a leg.
Yeah.
Oh, you can. You can move without a leg.
If you
Walk
can
me
dodge
through
a
this.
wrench.
How do we do it?
Well, the leg's effectively still there. It doesn't work, but he's going to be at minus, I think, 5 on his piloting rolls he has to make, and it also reduces his movement substantially as well.
Yikes. Things
So it's
that
like
you
in the-
don't
it's
want to
like in
hear
the
in a
Battletech.
Raven.
It's like in the Battletech game. Where your
Damage,
mech
I'm going to
doesn't,
make a piloting roll right now.
the
Yes.
leg doesn't fall off. It's
And
just
it's
like
at plus
trash.
3, so what would I have to roll?
I
Just
think
roll
you're prone
2d6.
anyway, so it's.
Yeah,
I
your
think-
leg gets blown
yeah,
off.
just-
There's no piloting check. You just fall over.
Yeah, but he needs to make the piloting check to take damage from the fall.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, so it would just be 3.
I mean, he's already got 2 things of damage. He needs a 7 to stay conscious. Oh, we're not doing the stay conscious. We're doing the damage right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he needs to make
Yeah,
a.
you need to make a piloting roll. It's at a -5 for having, or -3 for having lost a leg.
Not to take injury.
Yeah.
The
Let's see.
for, like,
Leg
regular
destroyed
pilot.
is 1. All right,
Okay,
make the
so what
roll.
is it?
I'm sure you can get higher than your current piloting. It's not super difficult.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
You don't hurt yourself as your entire mech is spun in the complete opposite direction, and most of the legs and important parts are splattered against the wall. As he does this, the Saladin, of course, explodes in a horrible blaze.
I feel like he shoots between the Devastator's legs.
Yes, that's exactly what he does.
Saladin's dead as well now.
Yeah.
And I shoot him between your legs too.
Why did the Saladin die?
The Axeman shot him with his turn.
I shot the shit out of him.
Fair enough. I was going to take a shot, but oh well.
You guys are up.
You could take a shot at the SRM carrier.
That is
Is it
8
too late to have English spot for me?
I could.
No, you can
I mean,
spot
it
now.
doesn't- Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
freaking.
You're not gonna be able to
We
indirect
can't
fire
do
in the
indirect
cave.
Fire inside, remember?
Oh shit!
Can't shoot up.
So
You,
I have
you
no
go
shot.
to move your mech into indirect fire mode, and they're just like, warning, you are within minimum arming distance of the ceiling.
You can't shoot them like slightly off to the left and have them curve around that column.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, curve the
not
ball.
They're-
wanted.
They're ballistic, not
Curve the bullet,
guided.
man.
Hey, they do it in the movies.
It's real.
Well, look, when Sid is good enough to shoot the wings off of a butterfly at
8.
20 meters.
He just shoots them into the roof of the cave, and they go up, and then they come back down through the cave.
Oh, because they have drills on the front. Yeah, I got it.
exactly.
Of course.
Then it's turning
If they're anime missiles, they fly in all sorts of weird patterns anyway.
Everyone sidewinds independently from all of the other.
Well,
missiles.
before you do that, that's called Macross Missile Madness, and that's actually how Scud missiles work in real life.
I have to hit.
They
a
fire in
9.
like huge batches and helix around. That's how they're designed to work.
Oh, yeah, I have to hit a 9 to hit the SRM carrier.
Very well. What are you trying to tag him with?
Let's see. Let's see actually how much knock.
You have 2 medium lasers and a SRM6, so.
As well as an arc homing.
The narc, well, yeah. So you'd want to shoot with.
The narc won't kick in until next round.
Oh, okay. So I would use the Anarch then.
Till a mech shows up. Okay. Okay, I'm going to shoot SRM and medium laser at long range for 9s.
Are you shooting both or just the one medium laser? You have 2.
How much heat do I disperse? I can shoot. It'll give me 2 heat at the end of the round.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, I'll shoot both.
He's heat neutral. He walked.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I've got +1 on heat. Yeah, I'll shoot all 3. I at 11 weapons, 10 discharge.
Yeah, so it's
How are you at
10
11
weapons? No, 10
these
weapons.
2 medium
I
lasers
misread
and
those.
rims.
I misread those. It's 11 discharged, 10 heat.
Yes, it's 10 heat on your weapons plus 1 for your walk, so you're heat neutral.
Yeah, so
like I said.
9s for everything. Oh, that was me nudging that.
No.
That's a hit. Wait, 5.
You
6.
said you needed 9.
So that's the laser gun and SRMs.
Another laser. That's missed.
That's
Then
the laser gun.
SRM 6.
Now the SRMs.
Nope. Oh well.
All right. The Raven is in the process of being pirouetted, and you, at the last second, in slow motion, let off all of your laser fire and a packet of SRMs. It splays everywhere in this weird disco thing, lighting up the cavern. The dudes that are running are just like, "This is awesome!"
Can't I get carried by a mech?
You want to get princess carried by the Axeman?
No, just like,
That's
it's
nice.
like drunken man carried.
You know, according to the books, mechs actually drag other mechs by the leg pretty much when they want to salvage them.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I wanted
Drag you by the leg. That's fine. Let's do
I
that.
wanted to prop myself up against the archer and walk with him.
That's not going to happen.
All right, Archer, you're up.
Well, I can defend you
I
up
have
close.
no targets.
Very well. SRM carrier is going to fire at the Axeman. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that your?
Yeah, I jump for you.
And then he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oof.
So long range. So you have to get
11s.
11.
All right,
Nice.
that's fine.
might
I don't need a
live.
hit anyway.
I might live.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I'm coming.
7, 8,
Ooh.
9, 10.
Surprised you didn't spin a point of edge on that one. Roll AP.
I decided not to give the vehicle pilot's edge. I'm saving it all for the mechs.
Of course.
The SRM carrier guy is the only vehicle that remains alive on the battlefield here.
Well, I mean, the heads are still alive. He's just very crippled.
He's terrified by my frightening paint job, is what it is.
I'm pretty sure the Hetzer died, didn't he?
No,
No, he's-
immobilized.
He's
Oh,
still-
right,
yeah,
right. He's immobilized.
You
Yeah.
can't move for the rest of the game.
I was like, oh my
Uh,
god, a giant skeleton just walked down here.
The tank commander's watching the other SRM carrier explode, and he turns around and he's just like, fire, 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 fire! He just starts hitting all the. So instead of having one like command button, he's got like 10 different command buttons for each of the SRM
Slapping the
launchers.
console, just like,
It's
As
just
he does
switching
it,
with the covers and
the-
he just flips them all. Just like, what the hell?
The targeting system gets thrown off, and with your mech's run speed and jump, when you land, the missiles go right past you and fly over and around the Raven, which is currently like they would have annihilated the Raven if it hadn't fallen to the
down.
ground.
Yeah.
All right, look, guys, this is a very interesting first round.
So we all step down into this hole out of the sensor range of our dropship, and then the next thing they see is 60 SRM missiles fly out of the same hole that we just stepped into. They're like, oh well, all right,
it's 120 SRM missiles.
120.
It's literally just a gout of flame coming out of the coming out of the mouth of the cave.
It's like the infantry just suffocating for all the few.
It's like every movie where someone runs into a burning building to save someone, and then the building explodes the second they make it in the front door.
But they were fine because, you know, plot armor. Look, we'll be back for the second half in about 8 minutes. Enjoy some fan art, enjoy some music. And then when you get back, enjoy me getting fucking destroyed. What the hell is happening here? I want to stop exploding.
Yeah, say that, but the past couple of games I've been getting screwed.
That's, well, yes, that's true.
Undeniably true.